Full-time reaction to Celtic 1, Ross County 0. I've got Kenny and Darren with me to go over. Kenny, another riveting, pulsating 90 minutes to add to the collection this season.
Well, having built up all that nice momentum over the festive fixtures, we've just reverted straight back to the anxious, frigid stuff that's damaged us pre-Christmas. And it surprised me. I mean, we came out the traps okay. We scored after 60 seconds with some nice energy. Bernardo then misses an open goal. You're thinking this is going to be a comfortable afternoon. But they get derailed too easily by things that put anxiety into the stadium, and the penalty misses. The second penalty is just, the first penalty is diabolical. Just put your laces through the second one, take the psychology out of it. I don't know why he's even on penalties. He's already cost us 2 points with penalties with his silly run-ups. He's confused, completely confused. But you know that when that happens, the team's not resilient enough to be unaffected by it. And the tension in the stands makes its way onto the pitch, and it doesn't surprise me. We were lucky to go in at 1-0. They hit the bar. Coming out in the second half, O'Reilly and Bernardo were really off it. If Kyogo's a peripheral like that, they've got to get closer to him. They've got to make runs beyond him. And they looked a bit disinterested at times today. On the left-hand side, it's completely dysfunctional with Bernabei and Palma. On the right-hand side, Abada seems like he's struggling to get back into a rhythm. Alistair Johnstone, a bit of endeavour, but there's really, throw it all together and we were getting nothing out of it. And we were lucky at the end. I mean, it was heart-stopping stuff at the end, wasn't it? Joe Hart seems to have sort of spilled one. They should have scored even with the last kick of the ball. So, and they're victims of what we've done in the transfer market. That you need to bring on another striker in a situation like that to disrupt it, to play with a bit more directness, to play in a different way. And we can't, we don't have one. The fact that Bernabei shouldn't be at the club, let alone starting games at the business end of a season, and it's because we've not recruited. And it's all coming back to haunt us, and we've now got 3 days, working days, to sort the whole thing out. And it's really frustrating. It's verging on the absurd, the position we find ourselves in.
Darren, we come into the game obviously against Ross County, who have been really, really struggling. They've almost been ridiculed in recent weeks, the comments their managers made, both about their players but also the standard of the game in this country. They get a goal after 60 seconds and you think, here we go, this is set up to be a really confidence boosting, dominating performance. We can really go and hopefully add to the score here, and it just didn't materialise all afternoon, did it? I would say Ross County had the best chances in the first half. We maybe came out with a wee bit more pace early in the second half, but again, nothing at the end of it, no real creativity. It was just one of those really disjointed afternoons, wasn't it?
Well, the start of the game was good. I mean, I was very lucky, a lucky goal, a horrible goal, very lucky. But one of the things that I brought this up was Dundee, that we were 3 games in a row without scoring in the first half. You see that there, first minute, that was before 60 seconds even on the board. And that's just the exact confidence that the crowd needs to cheer the team on, and the team just go, right, that's the first goal of the way, we can just relax and play our football. The total opposite, man. I don't know if it was just the penalty, just the 2 penalties missed, just took the stuffing out of the team and it got the fans frustrated. But I mean, that was just, it was as flat as I've ever seen Celtic. It seems to be these run-of-the-mill games that you come here and you think that you're going to coast it, and it's almost, it's kind of sinking into the players as well. I just think that Rodgers just struggles to motivate them for games like this. You saw that. I thought we were brilliant here against Rangers, and it's not, what can it be hard to get players up for a game against Rangers in a derby, but a game against this, it's just, you should be standard going out there and at least creating chances. You said Ross County created the better chances in the first half. Take the penalty and the Bernardo sitter out the way. I think they created the best chance in the game. I can't even remember us having a good chance in the second half, and it speaks volumes as well. I looked at Kyogo there.
He's a forlorn figure.
You forgot he was even playing at times. Why was he even playing? I mean, well, obviously he brings his only striker, but I just checked before you came over there on my phone. He had 16 touches in the whole game. That's unheard of. That is really unheard of.
Absolutely don't play to his strengths, and I mean, he doesn't have a chance. We're talking about the team creating chances. Kyogo didn't have a chance all
even the last 15 minutes there, he was almost drifting out to the right wing just to even touch the ball. I forgot he was playing. That's just not the Kyogo you get. See, last season he spent most of his time on the last shoulder of the defender, and then what they would do is they would overload the wide areas, get the ball down the byline, and 9 times out of 10 he's there for a tap-in. It's just not happening anymore.
He's still there on the shoulder, right? He's still there on the shoulder, but we don't play to those strengths. We don't try and get the ball down the side. We don't look for low crosses. So often today, Kenny Abada gets some good positions on the right-hand side, but he's cutting back in onto his left foot, in towards the bodies. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. One-on-one with the full-back, get to the byline, get a ball across the face of the goal. Don't go in where it's crowded, where Ross County want you to go. I thought in the first half, obviously the VAR, a couple of VAR delays, which again kill the game. Palma's first penalty is so poor, I didn't even want him to get a second shot at it. He didn't deserve it, it was abysmal. But, you said about his penalty earlier in the season, really slow, lethargic run up, goes with the inside of his foot to the keeper's right hand side, misses it, does it with the first penalty, and you think he gets a reprieve, he gets a chance to take it again, and he does the exact same thing. That kind of sums it up, because all afternoon we were just lethargic across the pitch.
He's a frustrating figure, Palma, because his statistics are pretty good, but he can't get to the byline. He's almost incapable of getting to the byline because of his style of play. I mean, Abada can get there, but he's not necessarily in form coming back from his injury. But he can't hit another penalty, Palma. I mean, the one he missed was his silly little run-up. He then scored one where he got rid of the run-up. He then reverts back to the silly run-up. He's all over the place. And it was just indicative of the afternoon. But what that breeds is tension in the stands. When that happens, you feel a sense of frustration, but we're entitled to feel frustrated. They're not entitled to be that affected by the frustration. They're professional footballers. They should come here and expect that it's going to be difficult in the stands with 60,000 people watching you. They're too affected by it. The team that finished the game and the team that played beyond that penalty miss bore no resemblance to the team that was playing before it. It's too stark a change, and that's just in the mind. And Rodgers has got to get them playing with more aggression and more intensity over the course of 90 minutes. 10 minutes isn't good enough, and that's all we're seeing.
Yeah, Darren, we did get 3 points, and a lot of people will come away with that as the prevailing conclusion, and in the grand scheme of the title race it is that 3 points is the most important thing. But the trend of these performances, particularly at home, we've seen it time and time again this season. We really struggle to get pace in the game, to break down teams that come here and defend deep. And we go forward to some tough away games now, and I think, ironically enough, we've handled the tough away games better than we have the so-called easier fixtures at home.
You're right, mate. The 3 points is the most important thing, but just it was a first time for me there. I heard some boos at full time. I don't know about where you were sitting, but I heard some boos. That's a first for me, and you know, you don't ever condone booing your own team, but like they pay their money and they're entitled to their own opinion. And it just goes back to my first point you were saying there about we do seem to be up for these away games. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we go to Aberdeen and win 2 or 3 now. It's just the way Celtic are playing. It seems to be the home games that are the drawn out, sluggish, flat games, and it's almost like, because I think every week a team like Ross County or a Livingston or a Kilmarnock, they come here and they play the low block. They're very physical teams, and it's one thing that we don't have is physicality. I thought like sometimes the day when we did try and break through the lines in the second half, it was almost just like they were just out-muscled. You're never going to expect Kyogo to win an aerial battle against the defenders. Matt O'Reilly was trying to break through. They were just getting held off, and it's just they're playing it. I just think we're so easy to defend against, especially when a team comes here and they're happy to take a 1-0 defeat and then or even just drag it out to as we've seen the last 5 minutes and then just lob the ball at the pitch and try and get a goal. They're happy to do that. We're playing into their trap of just letting them sit back and us trying to get through. But the low block was so easy to defend against, Paul. Far too easy.
Kenny, another thing that we've talked a lot about this season is the set pieces, defensive set pieces. Ross County hit the bar in the first half, which Joe Hart was right on top of him. It looks like he should do better with it. Jakiviti's unmarked 10 minutes before that in the centre of the 6-yard box. If he gets anything on it, there's a good chance he scores. It doesn't seem to be improving the defensive set piece setup.
They won the vast majority of the corners in there. They had about 7 corners or something in the first half. I mean, that statistic alone tells you how out of control we were. They were getting in behind our fullbacks regularly in the first half. Joe Hart's just lost the plot at cross balls. I mean, that one that they nearly hit the bar with, it was his ball all day. He's totally misjudged it, but he's doing that. He can do that. Good goalkeepers can do that occasionally, but he's doing it time after time. Carter Vickers, I thought, was good. Not necessarily in those set-piece instances, because we collectively looked a bit out of control, but before he went off, actually, he made a few key interventions just to keep things at bay. I was a bit worried when he went off, and understandably, because they had some real chances after he did. So set pieces are a huge problem. When they brought Jordan White on, for all the world, it felt like they were going to score from a corner, from a header from him. Fortunately, that corner they had in the 89th minute or something, the guy, good wee player actually, was he blazed it round.
At number 10,
he's excellent,
good player.
But he blazed that corner out. So we rode with luck too much. We're not in control at the back, and we need to sign a left back urgently.
Aye, that's the elephant in the room, Darren. We maybe don't have time to go into it in depth right now, but the club need to get business done. It shouldn't have gone on this long. You can see the glaring areas in the team that need help. But I suppose we always finish with man of the match. It was Callum McGregor today. He played his 500th game for Celtic, an incredible player, an incredible servant. But in terms of man of the match today, it's one of the games where you just give it to the captain or the goal scorer, but you couldn't even give it to the goal scorer today because it was deflected.
No, I'm not going to give it to anybody. Just quickly, I know we don't have time to go on too much into transfers, but the only thing, I think that every action has a reaction. So my only hope is that it's hope rather than expectation that Celtic are just trying to delay any business for as long as possible, just so that Rangers don't counter any sort of business that we make, because you see it year after year that if we sign a £5 million player, chances are if Rangers have got the budget, they'll sign a £5 million player. So I really just hope that we've got loads of stuff going on in the background there that we're just trying to hold off till the very last minute. It's dangerous when you wait that long, but I hope the club have just got some sort of ace up their sleeve.
Sometimes you hit the jackpot in the last day. We got Carter Vickers in the last half hour of the window. Jota, we got Robbie Keane in the last day of the window. But for every one of them, you get a Nat Phillips or a John Joe Shelby. It's out of control. Signing people with a day to go is out of control. I'd hope Darren's theory's true. I'm not convinced that it is true, but whatever they do now, they've left it too late. They've left it too late. They're not in control of their transfer strategy in any way.
Aye, I think it's clear the planning hasn't been good enough, but there you go, we'll leave it there for full-time reaction. We did get 3 points and we're still top of the table, but that was another tough watch this afternoon at Celtic Park. Like the video, and we'll see you during the week for the closure of the transfer window. Thank you.